Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for coming out today. You may not know it, but we have 25 days until inauguration on January the 11th. That's not a lot of time. It's a compressed time period between November the 21st and January the 11th, and there are three major holidays in that time period. And our number one priority is to fix the state's budget crisis, the state's structural budget deficit, without further harming our working families, higher education, health care, and other critical priorities. To that end, I'm very proud to announce today that Lieutenant Governor Jay Dardenne has agreed to serve as our next Commissioner of Administration. You know, Jay has been around for a while. He knows what's required. He's an honest man. He's balanced budgets before. He knows what they look like when they're in balance and they're responsible and honest. But more importantly, he knows what it takes to get one passed as well. He served as state's lieutenant governor for 5 years, as a state senator for 15 years, and he chaired the Senate Finance Committee for 4 of those years. He will be able to draw on that knowledge and his relationships on the very first day to make sure that we both propose and pass a budget that is truly worthy of the people of Louisiana. And Jay, I'm very proud to have you join our team today.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm also announcing that Kimberly Robinson will serve as our state's next Secretary of the Department of Revenue. To address the serious budget challenges that we have, we need talented professionals in place who understand the complexities of our current tax structure and how to simplify that structure and move forward in a way that better serves the people of Louisiana. Kimberly is exactly the right person at the right time to lead the Department of Revenue, to help me simplify our tax structure for Louisiana's businesses and working families. For 15 years, she's immersed herself in tax policy in the private sector as well as in the public sector, both at the Department of Revenue and the Louisiana Department of Economic Development. So I'm excited to have Kimberly joining the administration today, and I want to welcome her to the team and tell her that I'm looking forward to all the wonderful work she's going to do on behalf of the people of Louisiana as well. I could not be more proud to stand before you today to have these two individuals join the administration, to join the team to work on behalf of the people of Louisiana as we face the very serious challenges that we have, as we actually make sure that we meet those challenges so that we can move forward as a state. Jay and Kimberly are uniquely qualified to perform the roles that they've been given and that they've accepted. And I hope that you all can see that I am absolutely committed to standing up a state government that is composed of talented, committed people, dedicated public servants who will do a great job for the people of Louisiana and who will look like the state of Louisiana. I'm committed to diversity. I think you see that before you. And having said that, I'm going to ask Jay to offer some remarks, and following Jay, I would ask Kimberly to do the same.
Thank you, Governor. I'm delighted to have this opportunity to continue to serve the people of Louisiana in this role, and I thank you for giving me this opportunity. It's a tremendous challenge, as all of you know. There are no easy solutions, and I don't come into this job purporting to have all the answers or knowing exactly what the solutions need to be. But I do commit to you, Governor, and to the people of Louisiana that I will work as hard as I can to make sure that we act responsibly and to benefit all the people of Louisiana, and at the same time recognize the many difficult financial challenges we now face. I have seen a number of tough times in Louisiana during my service in government. I don't know that I've ever seen a situation as tough as it is right now, and so we come into a very difficult time for the state of Louisiana to make certain that we act responsibly and recognize that there are going to be some huge challenges that we will have to overcome to make certain that we can continue to serve the people of Louisiana. I'm excited about the opportunity to do that, and I'm grateful to you for giving me that opportunity. Looking forward to rolling up my sleeves tomorrow and getting busy and going over and meeting with the current commissioner and meeting a lot of the folks over there, some of whom will be staying and some of whom who won't, and trying to get a handle on exactly what the picture will look like at the Division of Administration, and also to address the many problems we're now facing in structuring the money problems for the current fiscal year, the previous fiscal year, and what we'll do for the next fiscal year. So thanks for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you, Governor. I am both honored to be here and honored to serve you and the state of Louisiana. It's a pleasure to come back into public service after spending the last 8 years away. First, I must thank my family and friends and my colleagues from Jones Walker who are all here supporting me today. Thank you all very much. Making the decision to leave private practice and come back to state government was a difficult one, but with everyone's support in this room, I know that I'm ready and up for the challenge. As the governor said, this is a critical time for the state of Louisiana. We are facing serious fiscal issues, and we have to be both thoughtful, responsible, and really take the best path to return to the citizens of Louisiana the proper investment on the monies that they send to the Capitol. I think that we will be inclusive. We will reflect the views of the citizens of this state. We look forward to working with both the legislature, community leaders, stakeholders around the state, and really make the best decisions that we hope will continue to keep Louisiana in first place and moving on the upward trajectory that this governor has set for us. I look forward to meeting with the people at the Department of Revenue tomorrow. Some of them have heard from me today because I'm handling matters before the department, so that's my last day of doing that today. So they will be happy not to hear from me tomorrow on those matters. I will be transitioning out of all of my existing work and focusing solely on transition. So I look forward to working with the team that's in place there. Look forward to working with the governor and with the Commissioner of Administration and the Chief of Staff. Thank you.
Thank you, Kimberly. I did fail to acknowledge the presence of the Chief of Staff, Senator Ben Nevers, who's with us today. But I had announced him to you all before, so that was not on my mind as we came in today. With that, we'll take a few questions. Yes, ma'am.
In terms of the marching orders that you've given your new members of the staff, what have you asked them to do in terms of preparing for a special session and coming up with ideas for how to fix the structural problems of the state?
Well, first of all, they are working with the administration now to gather as much information as possible about the current situation as it relates to the state's finances, both with the revenue side and the spending side, and they're working on that and will obviously that will start in earnest tomorrow. But we have been gathering information. We've been working with the Commissioner's Administration's office now for a while. We're still in a fact-finding mode. We are proceeding to develop an agenda for a special session that looks an awful lot like what I told you I was going to do over the last 2 years running for office. There are no real surprises about what we're finding. We always knew we had a structural budget deficit. The situation may be slightly more acute than we had anticipated, but other than that, it remains the same. Yes, ma'am.
Well, I understand my role. I understand the roles that I've had in my previous life as an elected official, and I understand in this position I'm working for the governor. And I knew that when I decided to say yes when he asked me to do this, and so I think I'll be able to navigate it very easily. Well, that's why. I wasn't looking for something where people were going to thank me or people were going to say, you're doing great. We have a lot of challenges in the state right now, and John Bell and I recognized that during the course of the campaign. And I think this is a challenge I was willing to accept. Obviously, I ran for governor, was willing to take it on in that position. I felt like I ought to be willing to take it on in a position where I could actually serve a governor and make some of the decisions and recommendations that need to be made for the state. And I do think my background has prepared me for this, though I can assure all of you I don't have the answers. I don't have all the answers, or maybe not any of the answers yet. But as we try and wrap our arms around the problems that we face, I'm going to hopefully be a part of the solution. No, I was planning for my retirement when I decided to endorse Governor Edwards, and John Bell and I have said repeatedly, though I know it'll fall on some deaf ears, neither one of us talked about a position with the administration when I discussed with John Bell that I was going to endorse him. I asked for nothing. He offered nothing, and we didn't have that discussion at all. It was only after his election that he called and asked me to sit down and think about this. So it's not a position I thought about until we actually had the discussion. Well, I would say my experience in the legislature clearly is a start, being involved in the budget really from my first days in the first administration with then Governor Edwards, who had proposed a significant tax increase that I was opposing at the time, and developed an alternative budget. And that got my interest in the budget in that first term. And then I served as vice chairman of the budget committee and chairman of the finance committee for 8 years during the Senate. So I've got a working understanding, perhaps more than most, on the budget and what you have to do to balance a budget, what you have to do to set priorities, and I hope I can bring that experience as well as running 2 state agencies to bear in this very challenging and difficult job.
that you may have?
Well, a lot of the proposals that are out there either require constitutional amendments, some require majority vote, some require supermajority vote. So we're going to be very thoughtful in looking through those, evaluate what makes the most sense for the state of Louisiana, what makes the most sense from a tax administration standpoint, as well as what gets the state into the fiscal position that it needs to be on and on strong footing going forward. Counting votes is something that we are going to be very mindful of. We're also going to be very mindful of the fact that some provisions require constitutional amendments and that we have to take that to the people. So we're looking at all of those and evaluating what makes the most sense and what will definitely get us to the path we need to be on.
Well, we develop our economy to produce jobs. Laborers perform jobs. There's a natural connection. I want to thank y'all very much for being here today. And this is the first of a series of announcements that will be forthcoming over the next few weeks as we work as hard as we can to stand up the best government that we can to serve the people of Louisiana. Thank you.